Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday night frequency meditation. Well, we're almost there at Christmas. Most people are off work by now and starting to gear up to go back home to family members, relatives, close friends. And this time of year is all about being joyous, peaceful, in unity, and love. It doesn't always work out that way, though, does it? Sometimes when we walk through the front door, within minutes, there can be a comment made, and all of a sudden, especially for those of you on a spiritual journey and have made such great progress over the year, within minutes, we're pulled off our mark. Well, why is that? And we think, have we made no progress whatsoever? Sometimes even converting back into the childhood version of ourselves that is full of disempowerment. But why is that? Well, it's all about judgment. This judgment, what happens, and what is judgment? In this meditation, we're going to go deep and to find out really what judgment is all about, what effect it actually has on when we're judging other people, when we're judging and noting good, bad, right, wrong. How does that actually affect them in their own ability to manifest the reality that they wish to? And equally so, when people are judging us, what impact does that have on how we create the reality that we wish to and how we define ourselves? It's much more deeper than just some comment. So let's go into that. And also with that, let's find the awareness so that we can be released from judgment, so that we can actually be so secure, so defined in ourselves that how other people are creating themselves, defining themselves in whatever reality, even though we may not be familiar with it, it's no threat to how we are defining ourselves and the values that we hold true for us. Imagine a world where we can just accept one another, and instead of using judgment to actually destroy people, we use judgment the proper way to help people expand and come into their best possible self. So with that, let's drop into a meditation and see what comes up. And I'll see you all next week. And I hope everyone has a very happy Christmas. Okay, and as we are just noticing the position we're in right now, whether we're standing, we're walking, lying down, sitting, just notice where you are right now, this moment, you in your body. So let's come into the chest area, center of the chest, which is in the center of our body. We in the center of our body, in the center of our chest. And taking a deep breath in to a count of 4. Holding that breath to a count of 4. And then through the mouth, releasing to a count of 4. In the future, I'll just say take a breath in and just remember the movement, those 3 movements, using whatever number count you wish to. Just be disciplined with the breath. And just bringing everyone here right now. And another breath in. With these frequency meditations, it's not so much what I speak about, although humans love information, especially when it comes to ourselves. But really the greatest impact is the frequencies that we are aligning you in. Closer, more efficient proximity to your higher self, your spirit, timeless self, whatever you refer to. So you become more aligned with the all. And then you can be in rhythm. And with that rhythm, with that alignment and harmony, brings access to different realms that, if you like, has clearer truths to help us on this physical journey that we're on. So taking another deep breath in. And just visualize yourself right now. You as a consciousness, not the body, not the physical density you're in, but what's behind that. If I was to say to you, point where you are on your body, you really wouldn't be able to. You can't point to one specific part to define yourself. So there's this consciousness, this other aspect to you outside of the 5 physical senses that clearly exist. So visualizing yourself as a point of this consciousness and being a single point in the vast fabric of space-time. That infinite space that exists outside of our physical body. So as we come into our body and we notice our spine in its entirety, those 33 vertebrae, feel the present moment just expanding infinitely around you. Timeless, not bound by the past and not bound by the future. For there is no past and there is no future. The future hasn't been created. The past is over. There's no source connected to it. So there's only this present moment right now. And as we breathe in and we bring in this festival season of ours, and all of those messages we've received over the years, decades, lifetimes about this holiday period and what it represents. We ask for awareness from our higher self. We can only receive new concepts from leaving the constraints that we're in, the rule set that we're in, and expanding, tuning into other realities where there are new rule sets. Going back to Einstein's quote, impossible to solve a problem from the same consciousness that created it. So we ask our timeless self then, because we can't do it ourselves. So we ask our timeless self to bring in the awareness of how judgment taints our perspective, especially in highlighted periods like this. How a family member can make a comment and how immediately you're off your center. How immediately then you go into less clear frequencies. So as to react on the same level. And equally how our judgment and our comments affect those people around us. Especially our loved ones. So let's understand the mechanics so it doesn't just happen, but so we have that awareness. Awareness equals awakening. And then we can start to understand, like everything that comes into our field, there's always the purpose from origin of why it's here. And always that purpose from origin. It can't be defined any more specific. It's broken down to the very core of its essence, of its meaning. And we bring in that awareness of how judgment can be used as it is in its initial intention before being distorted, and how it can be used to in fact empower us and empower those around us. So as we take a deep breath in right now, we bring in that awareness how judgment exists in time. It's a product of comparison and memory. Yet in the present moment, when we're truly in the present moment, and we're not basing our perspective on something that is time-bound from the past, or the future, we're free from this thing called judgment. Another breath in. So why is it that we judge? What is it about someone else? How they're creating themselves here, and we create ourselves here as a consequence, a reflection of the programs that we operate from. That is our truth. We all have our very unique truth, as everyone is a different combination of frequencies generated by past experiences, memories. And we start to recognize that each individual here exists in their own unique dimension or perspective within this vast continuum of space-time. And just because what they have curated, we're maybe perhaps not familiar with it, or it does not correspond to what we have created as a result of our experiences and memories, it doesn't mean that it's a threat to our existence of what we and how we are defining ourselves here in density. Again, another deep breath in. And although I'm saying this to you, we're working at a frequency level where this knowledge comes to you deep, at a cellular level. So it's not about the mind understanding, oh, I shouldn't judge. We naturally start to have a broader perspective towards people. We naturally, as a result of this, are more well defined within, so that we have that luxury, that empowerment of being able to entertain, observe, other people's creations without having to put a judgment of this being good, bad, right, wrong. Another breath in. And in fact, the more undefined we are as who we are, the more of a threat another person's existence has over us. So come in noticing your hip area, noticing your two shoulders, and then noticing the top of your crown. And just asking also our self, understanding that judging others often stems from cultural or society conditioning. The mass consciousness thrives on comparison, division, reinforcing separation. It's a control system. So what if, as we breathe in, as we notice our whole body, noticing the skin around the body, noticing us in our body, right here, right now, defining ourselves. We can start to detach from the mass consciousness. You can't exit it. As long as we're here in this physical form, we need to be part of it. But what we can do is we can start to detach from it, start to remove ourselves a little bit from it, zoom out of it, so we have a bird's eye view. And so we can observe the mechanics of the mass consciousness and how judgment is used as a weapon. Not so much to separate ourselves from others, but used as a weapon to separate ourselves from our own essence, our own spirit. So as we take a deep breath in, let's imagine a world. Imagine your reality, your perspective. Imagine that Christmas day with your family and friends, where judgment fades, where you no longer feel bound by comparisons or the weight of opinions, where every person's reality is a unique dimension in the infinite fabric of space-time. There's room for all. Because when we judge others, besides from making the remark to make the person feel less than, in fact, we're pushing in our frequencies Another breath in. we're in fact imposing our own framework onto theirs. Which may not serve their own evolution. And when we let go of judgment with others, we allow their dimensions to unfold naturally, organically, by us not interfering. We're honoring their autonomy, and we respect the infinite variety of consciousness. And equally for us, when people push into us, when people judge us, it impairs our ability to create and evolve on the very unique path that we have curated through past experiences, values, beliefs. So taking another breath in and noticing yourself in your body. Going deeper. And through the work we do here at Space-Time, and certainly through the Space-Time method, we gain that awareness. We gain the awareness that the judgment of another is often just a reflection of their own unresolved patterns. So what perhaps we judge in others may just be a mirror aspect of our own dimension that we're seeking integration, completion. So when you release judgment, you're in fact releasing the energy of resistance within yourself. A breath in. So as we become more defined within, as we awaken to our truth of who we are here, as we lessen judgment with ourselves, loosen the hold on ourselves of that critical I, understanding who we truly are here, and everything that happens around us is an experience, but it's not who we are. We free ourselves. For some of you, you'll, after this meditation, connect with the shame. The shame that has been created through this judgment process on yourself, this self-induced prison that shame brings about. So I just say, observe. Observe what's coming to the surface. It's always been there, but now we are bringing it, we are exposing it to the truth. And with that awareness comes that empowerment to disconnect from this inner judgment we do. And then for naturally, we need to judge the environment around us. But we're creating ourselves now with freedom. We're dismantling that self-induced prison. We're starting to realize that it's not so much what we do or behave or think, we start to observe the process we're doing and the reality that we have created ourselves in without judgment, with compassion, but even more potent, with neutrality. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's not good, it's not bad, you're not winning, you're not failing at life. You just are experiencing your spirit, your timeless self, experiencing, expressing itself in this physical form. Like the frequency image, it's a squiggle. It's not a straight line. It's the same for us in this expression. There's duality. We have the luxury and the technology to exist here in physical form and engage in duality, engage in the squiggle, and not just be on a straight path. So as we breathe in, we give ourselves permission to explore while we're here in density, to try different things, to tune into our authentic self and live by that authentic self without the influence of the mass consciousness or family and friends. Because we're defined. We know who we are, and we know who we're not. And as we get released from these judgments from within, and getting released from having to judge others to define our own selves, we start to receive the technologies of then observing people not from the role they're playing right now, but we start to experience people from their higher version of who they are. And for instance, with myself, how I work is I do see the higher version of people, and then I can compare it to the version they're playing. So that's how I see their distortions, their programs of non-deserving, of lack, self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, abuse, whatever it might be. And then what we do is that we bring those two realities together, we merge. So you start to receive the awareness of the distortions you're operating through. And then with that awareness, if you so choose, you can disconnect. So taking another deep breath in, and for those of you who will be spending Christmas and it might be trying, and for those who may be spending Christmas and it will be joyful, try the same exercise during the occasion to be neutral, to understand whatever is being played out here in physical form. It's just an experience. It's not the true essence of who we all are. It's dynamic. It can be changed. It does change. We all change all the time. And start to practice this as this knowledge comes to you and as these technologies come to you to help you exist from a place of neutrality. So as we take notice of ourselves and our body here, we listen to any sounds around us, and we see where those sounds are coming from, and then noticing your right shoulder, you in your right shoulder in your body, very separate from where the sounds are coming from. Notice any smells around you, where those smells coming from, and then notice your belly button in your body, you in your belly button, centered. Those smells outside, separate. The taste in your mouth. And then notice your spleen. What are you sitting on right now, standing, lying down on? What is touching your skin, supporting you? And then you and your right ear. And then opening your eyes, looking at an object, noticing that object, where it is, where you are in your body, on your collarbone. It's bringing you back here using your 5 senses. Practice doing that. You become fluent in it. And then instead of needing to come into your body, that becomes your default. And when you get triggered, you automatically use the 5 senses to come back, to take back control, defined in who you are. And with that, I'll see you all next week. Hope everybody has a happy Christmas.